Brian, if anyone else were telling me this, I'd never believe it.
Me neither, Sushi. The whole part about the amoeba is astounding.
No, I was talking about Joshua. How could he be such a klutz?
Sometime I'll tell you about the mess he made in our room.
In your room?
Yeah, when we left Mala, we passed by the hut I'd rented with Gina. I didn't have a cent on me since the plane crash, and I needed to pick up some money and clothes for the trip to Alaska.
By plane again, I suppose?
Only as far as Anchorage. Then we hopped on a train to Fairbanks, and after that a bus to Sicily, where this nice man offered to take us as close to our final destination as he could on his snowplow.
And you finally met Professor Simon.
We still had to walk a ways through a snowy no-man's land, but that wasn't our final challenge. Even worse was that Joshua was starving. His voracious appetite almost put an end to our little adventure. We were looking at the doors of Simon's house when...
I'm famished!
We're almost there. Professor Simon will give us something to eat. Thank goodness we made it. The sun's going down.
These berries look delicious!
Who is it?
Hello, my name's Brian Basco. I need to speak with Professor Simon.
The man who knows does not speak.
What? Excuse me, are you James Simon? Please, listen. I have a very important message for you.
Not interested.
Hey! I think I forgot to mention, you have to say a password before I let you in.
A password? Of course you didn't say anything. Let's see. What could that darn password be? And quit eating those berries. They could be poisonous. Hey, leave that alone. And tell me the password once and for all.
You see, Professor Simon will say who knows what about the man who knows. And you have to answer him. Yes, you must tell him. Oh dear, I'm feeling dizzy.
I knew those berries would make you feel sick. Come on, just make a bit of an effort to remember the password and you'll be able to recover inside the professor's house.
I believe it was something like... Oh no, I'm sorry. I can't remember.
It's all right, calm down. When we were coming up here, I saw a shelter by a lake. We'll go up there, and I'm sure you'll remember that password after a bit of rest. Come on, I'll help you. Joshua, the fire is already lit. You rest and try to get over this as fast as possible. You've got to remember that darn password. Maybe you should try to do something about this. Who knows how long it'll take Joshua to recover. If I insist, maybe Professor Simon will let me into his house. By the way, when we were walking down to the shelter, we saw a pretty strange guy. He was wearing this humongous fur coat and taking pictures or something. I'm not surprised he communicates with aliens. With that bizarre face, I have a hard time believing he's even human. A bed. I wonder how long it's been since I slept. It has no mattress, but I'd still take a snooze if I could. I'd rather not take the risk. Who knows? It could blow up at any moment. Okay, if there's any oil inside, I might be able to use it. Looks like it's not full, but there's a little bit inside. I'll take it. One of them might have a solution to all my problems. Back in my dark period, I would have loved this 19th century French lit, but fortunately I got over all that. There's some hot titles here, but this is no time to play the bookworm. I'll leave them right where they are. He is like totally out of it. I'll have to find some way to make him come to. Maybe a good slap would do the trick. Joshua, wake up!
No, Mommy. Please let me sleep 5 more minutes. Please. I was dreaming I was a super friend, and I was eating berries in the mountains of Alaska with Dorothy and Toto. It was so beautiful.
You have to remember that password, Joshua!
But I already told you the password. And I know it was the right one because Auntie M said so. You have to let me in. Plus, that treehouse is mine. And if you put your dirty mitts on my Space 1999 trading cards, you'll feel my wrath.
Man, your zipper's open. I can see your Woody.
Daddy, no. I didn't kill little Woody. I swear. He flew into the path of my self-propelled intergalactic rocket on purpose. To break it. That woodpecker hated me, Daddy. The other day, he started pecking away while I tried to study for my math test. And now he screwed up my science project. I hope he's happy now, cause he did. I'm going to flunk science for the first time in kindergarten.
Joshua, it's me, Brian, your friend.
Nice to meet you, Brian. I bet you don't know what that name means. Well, I don't have a clue either. By the way, my name is Joshua, which means liberation. Boggles the mind, huh? You don't know how much love I feel inside.
Trantor's been destroyed by a huge meteor.
No! Say it isn't true!
Yeah, and the berries contain trantonite, which took away your superpowers.
Brian, what you are saying is scientifically impossible. So stop making things up. While I am flattered that you think I have superpowers, you must be wrong. My superior smarts weren't created by any supernatural device. They're just due to the bubbling mix of supercharged genes that gave me an extra large brain. Now, I won't deny that Trantor has sublimated my ripped mental muscles, but I've been a genius since I was a kid. Pretty cool stuff, huh? You know I built a rocket that pierced through the Earth's stratosphere when I was only 8? Well, it would have anyway, if it hadn't been for that fine feathered kamikaze. Stupid air rat.
Okay, so I was lying. The truth is that Trantor was chosen worst dressed planet of the millennium, but I didn't know how to tell you.
But where do those 2-bit critics get their taste? For your information, Trantor has been exporting its stylish garments to hundreds of planets, including Earth. Who do you think designed Boney M's outfits anyway? And what about the Power Rangers? The human species would still be wearing loincloths if it weren't for Trantorian designers, I'm telling ya.
Sorry, Joshua, I was just kidding. Actually, the government expropriated it and demolished it to build an intergalactic freeway.
Oh, the cruelty, Brian. That is not funny.
Of course not, homie. You take it easy and we'll chat later on.
Okay, but cut it out with the scary stories. You're creeping me out.
I'll take it, but I hope I don't have to use it on anyone. In that condition, it may not cut anyone, but it'll give them a nasty infection. I'll take 1 piece of firewood. Oh, it weighs so much I can't imagine taking them all. Well, I guess it's for the best. I'll attempt to go find help to get us out of this crazy mess. Okay. Too bad. It's empty. I'll go see if I can find the guy I saw coming toward here. Hello there, my friend.
Hello.
My name is Brian.
Wazowski. Ben Wazowski.
Pleased to meet you, Ben. I couldn't stop to say hi before because I had to take my friend to that shelter down there.
Yeah, I saw you two. What? So you needed to warm up a bit and you went overboard on the whiskey, huh?
No, not at all. He was fine until he ate some berries from a shrub.
Some big red juicy berries that look like cherries?
Yeah, those are the ones.
Don't say another word. I bet he's dizzy, has muscle aches, a hallucination, short-term memory loss.
Exactly. How did you know?
I've been observing the behavior of bears for years, and I see how they react when they ingest those berries, which they love, by the way. I myself have tried them on occasion for experimental purposes. The effects take several days to pass, unless...
Unless what?
Salmon.
Salmon?
Yes, salmon. Eating salmon practically counteracts all the effects of those berries. I myself have experienced it.
Well, that's good news. So I just have to get my friend to eat some salmon and he'll go back to normal?
Yep, that's it. Well, but there's a little detail you have to know.
What?
The salmon will only work if he eats it raw. In my earliest experiments, I tried cooking one over a fire with some W ketchup as a condiment and freedom fries as a side dish, but it was no good. Tasted fantastic, but it wouldn't counteract the effects of those berries. At first, I thought there was some difference between humans and bears' digestive systems, but then I got the idea to eat it raw, like a bear.
And what happened?
It was completely different. It tasted much better on the grill.
I meant about the effect of the berries.
Oh yeah, they completely disappeared.
Listen, Ben.
What's on your mind?
Impressive costume.
Well, it isn't exactly a costume. It's actually a bear suit, but I haven't finished it.
Well, like I was saying, a bear costume.
I don't like you calling it that. Makes it sound like it's not serious. Costume sounds like it's for a party, and these are my work clothes. Actually, it has more in common with a camouflaged uniform more than a mere bear suit.
Yeah, now that you mention it, you're right. But the only bears with glasses that I can remember were in a fairy tale book.
No siree, I wear them because I'm as blind as a bat. Plus, the bear suit is incomplete. I asked the guy from the pizzeria in Sicily, the closest city to here, to order it from the same website he bought his moose suit at, but they sent it without the head. And so I asked myself, what is a bear without a head?
I don't know. The extra part of a hunting trophy?
No, my friend. A bear suit is the same as a certain death. If I make my way into the pack looking like this, the bears will say, that one there, he isn't one of us. And whammy, they'll pounce on me, rip my head off with a paws. So I have to postpone my plans until they send me the missing head.
So, how did you get into bears?
I used to play ice hockey on a pro team. You know, we go on a tour throughout Asia every summer. But one day, after a big fight, that left me in a daze. I got sick of it all. I escaped from the hospital, went home, started surfing channels, and without realizing it, I watched a whole movie about a bear that danced with bananas on its head. Afterward, they put on a French movie about an orphan bear. I cried my eyes out. Then, I took a walk to get some fresh air, and I ran right into a billboard that showed a polar bear enjoying a soft drink. I got thirsty, so I tried to go into a coffee shop, but some doormen came out in these strange leather outfits, and they said, "Out of here, man. This place is for bears only." What a world, huh? 2 hours later, I grabbed my suitcases, hopped on a plane, and came to Alaska in search of my destiny.
So, have you been living here for very long?
Pal, it's been a few good years, but I couldn't tell you how many. Somewhere I have that deed from when I bought the house from the ranger. Maybe it has the date if you're that interested.
Seems like a nice place to live, as long as you like being alone.
Lonely, you say. No, amigo. No. Bears are unbeatable companions. Much better than most people. Then there's Satch, who brings me pizza once in a while, and we play Parcheesi together. Plus, some folks just randomly show up, like you today. Have you seen that little plaque I have in my room? Some Spanish fisherman who passed through less than a year ago gave me that.
So, even though you have your work with the bears, don't you ever get bored?
Idleness is the tool of the devil, Brian, and I don't have time for him. The few free moments I have for myself, I spend drinking some beer from my keg or playing the guitar for a spell. Since I know nothing about music, I have a great time making funky noises.
About what you said regarding your costume.
It's a bear suit, Brian. A bear suit.
Those claws on that backpack look pretty realistic.
Ah, but the claws are the most important part of the bear. They are used for defense and for fishing salmon during the season when they swim upstream. Well, that's what my book says anyway. I want to prove a revolutionary theory, though. What is that theory, you ask? Well, sorry, but I can't tell you. You look like a nice guy, but who knows if you'll go sell the story to National Geographic afterward. Nope, my friend, I'm sorry, but I can't.
Could you show me how to fish like a bear?
I'd be delighted to, but I'm way too busy. Plus, I only understand it on a theoretical level, like I said. Practice makes perfect, they say, but my schedule is full.
What time of year do the salmon swim back upstream?
Oh, it lasts almost half the year, from mid-spring to well into the fall, so the river is teeming with them now. But be careful with that ice, 'cause it can crack. And some careless bears have ended up at the bottom of the river.
I hope you can prove your theory as soon as possible.
Well, I'm on the verge. Everyone believes bears scratch their backs against trees because they itch. But it isn't true. Look, we humans didn't discover the properties of birch sap until 20 years ago, and they've known for centuries. And that's as far as I can read.
Could I borrow a fishing pole?
I could if I had one. But the last time I went fishing, I accidentally pricked a cub in his private parts with a fishhook. I don't think it did him much harm, but boy was he mad. He chased after me till he wore out. We ran in circles for hours around Professor Simon's house. When I got back to the river, my fishing pole was gone. I never saw it again.
What really shocks me is your bear costume.
There you go again. Didn't I tell you it isn't a costume?
What will you do when you finish making the bear suit?
What am I gonna do? Infiltrate the group and demonstrate my theory about... No, I better not tell you. Anyway, I'll be joining the den of bears, and they'll think I'm one of them. Will the suit be good enough, you're asking? Well, no. But I can pass it off if I put some bear essence perfume on first. I make it myself.
Bear essence? Don't tell me you liquefy bears to make perfume.
No, pal. I make the essences using bear droppings. I won't be so rude as to explain all of their bodily fluids, hairs, and the solid waste they produce. But I will tell you, I need gloves and my hockey mask to gather it all up.
How many kinds of bear essences do you have?
I have essences of newborn cub, she-bear in heat, Republican bear, ferocious bear, Buddhist bear, myopic bear, honey-loving bear, papa bear, the bear by the strawberry tree, an ant-eating bear, a bear with a gastric disorder. Oh no, sorry, I drank that one on accident. Intellectual bear, and who knows how many more.
More than the essences? What I like is your costume.
But will you never learn to call my suit by its proper name?
I have nothing against bears, Ben, but your lecture about them was a little over my head.
No, man, don't you worry. We all have our little flaws.
Do you know Professor Simon?
The guy in the big house up there? Not very well. I've seen him hiking around from time to time, and once in a while I walk by his house, but we haven't chit-chatted much. I think he's kind of a loner.
Could you tell me if there's more than one door leading into his house?
I can assure you it's not true. The wall goes around the perimeter of the house, and the only gate is the one by the intercom. I'm telling you, I went all the way around it with a mad bear in hot pursuit. Behind me.
By the way, You wouldn't happen to know the password to get into Professor Simon's house, would you?
Password? What I usually say is,
Hey, Chow, I've come for my weekly package.
then I go in, grab the package of bear food the cook makes me, and hasta la vista. You may be asking yourself now, sure, it's for the bears and not for good old Ben himself? Well, it is. It's for the bears, and I can't believe you think that of me.
You think they'd open up if I pretended I was you?
Since there's a camera as well as the intercom, and it wouldn't be good enough just to say you're me, I get the idea you're asking yourself. Will Ben lend me his bear suit so I can pass for him? Well, let me make things clear. The bear suit is sacred, and I don't lend it to anyone for anything in the world.
I think I can sneak into the house if I hide while you talk on the intercom.
You had a stroke of bad luck. I only get in thanks to the cook, but I saw him heading for Sicily this morning, like he always does on his day off. And he won't be back until at least tomorrow morning.
Getting back to what I was saying,
Yes.
forget it. Get back to your work.
Okie dokie, you know where to find me. If you don't see me around here, it's because I'm at home. You'll recognize the house. It's a typical ranger's cabin, raised several yards off the ground. Come by whenever you want. That way, you can try my homemade beer.
Thanks, Ben. See you around.
Okay.
I'm gonna go check on Joshua. Trantor's been...
No!
Nothing's happened to Trantor. You just need to eat some raw salmon to remember the password.
Raw salmon? A lunatic wouldn't eat that.
You have to do it. It's completely necessary.
Well, guess what? I'm not gonna.
Not even with some W ketchup and freedom fries?
Yuck! I can't stand ketchup. What I really like doesn't go with salmon. I'm more of a fiend for chocolate, shakes, vanilla ice cream, donuts, peanut butter, apple pie, maple syrup, caramel smoothies.
Is there no way to convince you?
No, Brian. I am a civilized person. A decent Tranto-Japanese American. And I don't eat raw animals. Do you think I'm some sort of polar bear?
Japanese? So you do have some Japanese blood in you?
Of course. What do you think? My ancestors were samurais. I believe my grandpa's the one who came to the States. But I haven't really studied the family tree.
What did you say you are? A Tranto what?
Tranto-Japanese American. A resident of Trantor. Of Japanese origin. Born in the United States. Quite a mix, isn't it?
Well, if you're Japanese whatever, you must love sushi, right?
Oh, hi, Brianson. Mackerel, tuna, halibut, octopus. It's almost the only gourmet food I enjoy, besides desserts.
What about salmon? Do you dig salmon sushi?
Well, if there's nothing else swimming around, yeah, I'll eat it with pleasure. By the way, did I mention I'm dying of starvation?
I'll get you a salmon, or my name's not Brian. Don't you worry. You'll be getting ready for the most delicious plate of sushi you've ever had in a jiffy.
Oh, dear Brian. We geniuses don't cook. If nobody's around to make our meals, we just order out for pizza or bite our nails. But under no circumstances would we waste any time on something as mundane as cooking.
Wow. He was hard to convince, but this is better than nothing. I have no choice but to look for someone who will teach me to make salmon sushi.